Well, it's been a few days. Everyone seems to be doing just fine, though the red-tailed shark over here is being a jerk. He's constantly going after the two red eyes right there. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's getting incredibly annoying. I want to remove him, but unfortunately it's my father's and he won't let me. But overall, it looks like the hierarchy for the angels has more or less figured itself out. I'm going to be adding 3 new ones in today. Well, technically not new ones, but I'll be adding 3 more in here. I also have a few little hides. These are the ones my father picked up. If I was the one choosing these, I would have done something totally different. Though the sponge brain one is somewhat okay, I guess. Though this was kind of ugly. But hey, it's a hide. Yeah, looks like everyone's doing just fine. I've also added a little diffuser diffuser side so the light more or less goes directly into the tank. And that's really about it. Let's see, everyone else here is doing just fine. Oh yeah, I decided to keep this flower horn here. I'm thinking in the next few months he's going to get pretty big. So I want to see him through. He's currently in the 5.5 gallon tank. He also has a lot more hides, so he's definitely a lot more happier in this tank. Also, apparently my goldfish is good to go again. I don't know what's going on with him a few days ago, but I put him into this tank a few days ago, and he doesn't seem to have any problems with him anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a 10-gallon tank with filters in here. I mean, this tank already has a big enough filter, but I'm going to add more filters in the 10-gallon and have a better heat and actually have a heating and actually have his tank heated. Goldfish can live with heaters, though their metabolism is a lot more higher. The 3 angels in this tank here are going to get moved out. I want to keep them in here, but these 2 guys mainly need it because their fins have gotten bigger since I've gotten them. So it's about time for me to move them out. And I don't know why these guys' fins are still clamped. Both the angels' fins are clamped, and yet the bettas aren't. The betta just sits there, his fins open up normally. He'll just sit there and swim around. Sometimes he'll rest like he is right now. And yet these guys, they're still clamped. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do another water change, and I'm going to completely rebuild these 2 sponge filters. As in remove both the filter fiber layers and the carbon. I'm going to leave the gravel alone because that's where the beneficial bacteria is. Also, my flower horns are going to believe on the last day of the treatment for him. It's been a good week and a half to 2 week battle with ick for him, but ever since I got that adjustable heater there, his ick has slowly gone away. He's only got like a few dots of ick left on him. So soon I'll be able to make this tank look nice and clean again, and not have this ugly bluish green tint. I've drained about 8 gallons out of this tank. There's around like maybe 2 gallons left, give or take. So yeah, I'm doing quite big of a water change. I normally don't do this. I'm just taking a chance, mainly due to the fact the way the angels are acting. And of course, they're right there. You really can't see them due to the phone now on autofocus. There they are. Mr. Betta is, of course, right here. But he's doing just fine. So now time to fill the tank back up, and of course I also replaced the filter and carbon in the 2 filters. So now they're gonna have proper filtration again. Well, they already had it, but why not go for it just to see what would happen. And with that, that's around 4 gallons of water. And let's and I'm going to actually let them sit for a little bit before I completely fill the tank back up. Since it's been a while since I actually used bottled water that I had sitting around, I want to let the water, the tank, to warm back up to the proper temp before I go out and put more water in here. And I also want to monitor the two angels to see if they're going to be acting any differently or anything like that. It's amazing how I gravel vac before I did this, and there's already poo in the tank again. I just like it's annoying how, well, not annoying, but it's amazing how this stuff works. And the little three that I'm putting in are now in their little temporary tank to let them acclimate, and then I'll be releasing. This big guy right here is absolutely gonna like this big tank, especially due to his finish. He's gonna be able to really grow up nice and big. And Mr. Nuisance wants love and affection. And there goes the red-tailed shark being a jerk. What a jerk. Well, I believe it's now time to release the three angels and see what happens. Pretty sure they want out. Oh. Geez, they're special needs. They couldn't figure out how to get out of the single container. Yeah, of course I got water on the tank. Interesting to see the little black one just hanging out with the newest ones. I think the female's gonna spawn on that filter. Well, it looks like everyone's doing just fine for the most part. I'll come back I'll come back probably like 3 hours with an update for these guys. Of course, granted, it'll be like instantaneously on the video, but whatever. Alright, so as I wait for I'm gonna monitor the angels, but I'm also gonna give this guy his new tank. So I'm gonna drain this tank down to about here. So this is a 7 to 8 gallon tote. So if I drain it down to about here, I'll be able to move it. And then in its place, I'm going to put a 10 gallon tank. So on to that project now. Alright, I think I'm going to actually upload this video separate, but I might also include it with the video I'm shooting right now. I'm thinking he is pine coning, but I can't really tell. He is active. He's acting normally. It's just that it looks like he's pine coning a little bit. And I know what happened to solid gold and her goldfish, and I really don't want to go through that. Granted, I don't have all the goldfish I used to anymore. I decided to keep this one because I'm downsizing, and I just want to get someone's opinion and see what they think. He's been like this now for about 4 days. Actually, no, it's probably been like that for a couple weeks, actually. I just really never noticed it until I moved out, until I gave my goldfish away. This is the only guy that seems to have problems, though. Again, he's acting normal, so I don't know. So yeah, their fins are still clamped for some reason. And yet Mr. Betta, his fins are perfectly fine. He's not clamped at all. So I legitimately have no idea what's going on with these guys. But they seem to be eating and they seem to be acting more or less normal, so I'm not completely worried. But I'd also like to know what I could do. I mean, I've done a couple of water changes on this tank. I've completely redid the 2 sponge filters I made. So these guys have the most cleanest water I could possibly give them. And more or less this is where the tank's going to go. Now I just gotta fill it up, get the filters figured out, and put them fishy. One of the joys of having a bathroom tank is you can just pretty much just set it right here, have a little pump pumping water in, and when the time comes, just put it right back over here and fill it back up. And of course I have dechlorinizer in here and whatnot, so I'm just using this simple little pump to pump the water into the tank and make life easier for me. And as you can tell, my videos are not professional by any stretch of the imagination. One thing's sure, the big guy right here is having to get used to the flow rate right there. Even though I turned it down some, he's still not used to it. This guy's actually pretty big. Where's the other one? There's the other one. She is fat. Also, it's not been 3 hours. It's only been it's only been like 15 minutes. But I thought I'll pop in just to show what's going on. I have no idea why he's acting like this. But if he gets any worse, he's going directly back into the original tank he was in. Everyone else seems to be hanging out just fine. Though they're getting a little bit bullied, but that's normal since they're brand new fish. Also, I saw my betta chasing the red-tailed shark around. So the red-tailed shark was actually getting a taste of his own medicine. Come on, get out of there. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, get out of there so you can stop getting bullied. There you go. And with that, the goldfish is now in its home. I'm still debating if I won't put a heater in there or not. I know I said I was going to, but I want to get a good idea of how he acts in the tank before I add one. And of course, I have 3 filters in this thing. All of them have beneficial bacteria. 10 gallon is standard sponge filter. I believe this sponge filter is what is equivalent to a 5 gallon filter. So I could easily put 2 of these in here and just run the tank off 2 sponge filters. But since it is a goldfish, well, I want to go overkill. And of course you can see my own reflection. But he seems to be handling the new tank just fine. He still has to get used to the flow rate in this tank. But hey, hopefully I have the proper hopefully this filtration will be more than enough for him. Alright, so it's been about 3 hours since I've had the 3 remaining fish. Everyone seems to be doing just fine. And of course I also have some fake plants to help with the make it look a little like something. Though I kind of wish I had fake plants. I'll go up to the near top of the tank, but I don't, unfortunately. But it looks like everyone's doing just fine. Everyone's still getting used to each other, but I haven't seen much bullying now. Especially from the red-tailed shark. Ever since my betta took a few nips at him, the red-tailed shark has been calmed down quite a bit. I don't know where Mr. Betta is now. He's probably hanging out behind one of these fake plants or something. Yeah, looks like everyone's doing just fine now. Oh, there's Mr. Betta again. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Betta's putting the red-tailed shark in his place. Weird, actually adding a betta fish calmed down one of the fish in this tank that was being a complete pain in the ass. Now it looks like I don't have to remove the red-tailed shark anymore. Thank you, Mr. Betta.